Hello, my name is Jeremiah Stormbreaker, and this is A Prophet's Reward. I'm going to answer the question right up front. What is a prophet's reward? Where did you get that name? Well, that comes from a verse in the book of Matthew. It's Matthew 10:41, where Jesus said, "Whoever receives a prophet will also receive a prophet's reward. Whoever gives to a prophet will receive a prophet's reward." And this is something that really bothered me for a long time because it is the only mention of this phrase anywhere in the Bible. I've looked and looked and looked and looked. And because it was such a thing that stuck in my brain, I really had to sit down and figure it out. And it took many, many years until I finally was just like, oh, wow, hey, maybe I should just ask God. And so I was praying one day and I said, hey, God, what is a prophet's reward? And he said, okay, well, you're a prophet, so what is your job? What does a prophet do? And I said, well, the prophets in the Old Testament, they would tell people what was going on. They would do like pronouncements of judgment and whatever else, like. He said, yeah, but what was the purpose of that? I said, well, their purpose was to tell the people the heart of God. He said, that's the reward. Like, what do you mean? He said, that is the prophet's reward. The prophet's reward is to know the heart of God. So what Jesus is really getting at here is that it's not necessarily like a give and take thing. The actual word that's used there in the Greek, that phrase that he used, was a particular idiom that means that you will receive the same portion that they do. So it's really a measure of unity. It's Jesus saying that if you give something to this person to help them, then you're basically, they can't do what they're doing without you. So you get a share in their reward just like they do. And for us as believers in general, whether you agree with there being modern day prophets or not, is kind of irrelevant. The prophet's reward is to know the heart of God. And I think we can all agree that all of us want to know the heart of God. We want to know more about it. We want to know what it is. We want to know what he thinks. We want to know what he intends for us. We want to be able to trust in his heart for us. And so that's the purpose of this podcast. That's the purpose of these recordings, these musings, whatever you want to call them. This ministry, the purpose of it is to expound to you the things that God has shared with me about his heart and the ways in which he shared them, which I know from experience and I believe to be entirely unique in certain ways. And so that is the purpose of this podcast, these recordings. You will notice that all of this is very raw. I have no intention of ever, trying to go through and edit all this stuff, trying to get a bunch of pretty flowery music. I'm going to let the content speak for itself. So you may hear stuff in the background. You may hear me breathing heavy. I'll try not to cough into the mic or anything like that for those wearing headphones. But it's just me. It's just me, a random guy who's out here telling people about the things I've learned about God. And I hope that you guys get something from it. I hope that it brings you into a deeper knowledge of the heart of God. And I hope that you see him as he is. And if you do, then this will be a success. Thanks for listening.